Hello, everybody. This is your old pal CHH, and we have another topic to discuss today because, boy, oh boy, I looked at the comments on yesterday's video, and the majority of you guys were talking about the price points of these companies. So we got to talk about, are we in fact being priced out? And I'm going to be fair and balanced about this, but I'm also going to share the opinion that I see a lot of people have. And that is the pricing. So, as we know, we just had the Black Friday sales. They're still kind of going on right now. And two of the companies, the big companies that had the biggest sales, was definitely Severin and Vinegar Syndrome. Severin probably being the biggest. They had a gigantic Black Friday sale. And the biggest thing that I want to talk about is a certain release. And this is where I see people... I was on a live stream, and people were just like... annoyed by this. And of course we're talking about the A Bay of Blood release. I'm looking at it right now. A Bay of Blood limited edition 5-disc 4K UHD plus CD with slipcase pre-order. Now the question in fact is, are we being priced out? Now when you talk about a new release, I think we've come to the condition of the prices of these releases being closer to $40, which is still a lot of money. I think new releases for titles are in that price range for most companies, close to $40. I think Scream Factory new releases come in at about 30 something. Arrow Video probably the same, $34.99 on initial release. Sometimes they'll dip down a little bit more, but now more some of the smaller labels, we're getting titles that are huge titles. Mario Baba, $60. Now they have the price set to $74.95. But we all know that release is never going to be that price. I mean, they're never going to actually have A Bay of Blood for $74.95. And if they do, who's going to buy it at that point? Now, there's a lot of opinions on this. Some people say, well, look at what you get. And to be fair, you do get, obviously, the movie on a 4K disc. Disc 2 is another version, the original Italian version, and an Italian re-release version. Disc 3 is the English version, and this one has all the audio commentaries on it, interviews with assistant camera operators, interview with author of books on Jess Franco and Lucio Fulci. Disc 4 is the original Italian version and the Italian re-release version, and it has a ton of video essays, a ton of special features. And then Disc 5 is the soundtrack, and it also includes a barf bag, a actual barf bag designed based off of the original, I guess when this movie came out, there was a barf bag that, like, one existed left. The one original of these existed, and somebody was able to procure it for Severin, and then they, I look at it this way. There is an argument, well, if you price everything out per disc, it's not a bad deal. And I understand that, but that's assuming that everybody likes having all that extra stuff. There are certain people I know that they literally don't give a rat's ass if the movie comes in a envelope mailer. They just want the 4K. They want the movie. And other people, they love that aspect of physical media, the physical part. They love having those beautiful styled rigid boxes with all the artwork on it. And I don't think either one is right or wrong. But I look at it this way, and this is maybe partially a way for me to rationalize this. I only order a couple Severin titles a year, and 99% of the time it's during the halfway to Black Friday sale and then the Black Friday sale. Am I gonna get the Bay of Blood release? I think I am. Is it expensive? You're damn right. $60, $60 for a release is not cheap. The only thing that makes me feel good about it is you do get a lot of shit, But on the flip side, this is where I got to defend Severin. And for the people that were like, no, I'm not paying that. I just want the movie. I get it. And then I think what you'll have to do is eventually just wait for them to have a standard version of it. And then what will that be price-wise? I don't know. Probably closer to $30, which is still, to a lot of people, kind of overdoing it. But then, on the flip side, I have to give them props because if you do look at their catalog, they actually had a ton of movies dirt cheap. $9.25 for Enigma with the slipcover. Beyond Darkness, $8. Beyond the Seventh Door, $5 for the DVD. Birdemic, $7.50. Blood and Flesh, The Ghastly Real Life and Death of Al Adamson, $7.50. Born for Hell, $7. $7 Blu-rays all the way around. That is pretty cool. And then there was a first time on sale. Delicatessen, which everybody was telling me to get that. I don't know why I didn't. That's down to 30, 34. That was originally close to $70, it says, when it first came out. So a lot of the halfway to Black Friday titles have gone on sale. Rats, Dario Argento's Opera is now $25. So I think it's one of those cases of where if you know something is going to go on sale, to just wait. But then the problem is nobody wants to wait. Everybody wants to get this stuff when it's announced. It's exciting. You want to own it. You want to have fun and experience it with everybody else. But yeah, I think we are getting to a point where with these boutique labels, I wish they could curb a lot of this response by just having these standard versions available now. I think a lot of people will be like, I'm totally fine just getting a standard version of Bay of Blood. A standard. So that's on that front. Now, when you go to Vinegar Syndrome, when you look at theirs, their prices are actually, I'm not going to say, perfect, but like Troll 2 debuts at $45.99 if you get the actual hard box version, which is, still pretty high up there. But, they've prided themselves on making the most high-end physical releases in terms of artwork and packaging. That they do. They do that. But they also, if you look at their website on the new stuff like Time Crimes and stuff, when you click on it, they show you a certain price, but that's just the standard version. They'll show everything at the $37 price point for just the release. But then when you go on the page, you don't get that hard box that they show until you click that version, and then the price raises up. I think the prices for boutique stuff has gradually gone up over the last 10 years. And prices are getting higher. It's just a double-edged sword, in my opinion, because, yes, there is absolutely the argument of vote with your dollar and, don't want to pay these prices. If you don't want to have prices like this, don't pay them. But then it's just like, with the state of physical media, do we run the risk of just like, I guess people aren't interested in this stuff anymore? I mean, probably not, but there is somewhat of a fear of that, I think, for some people. It's like, I want to support physical media because it's such a great way to experience movies. So, yeah, I think the way to operate with these companies, as shitty as it kind of sounds for me to do, is just literally don't buy from them until they have sales. It's tough. And not everybody has a YouTube channel where they earn some ad revenue where they could take that money and buy movies. I get that. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's like you have to wait for these big sales that they have. Like Criterion sells movies a couple times a year when they have their half-off sales. So I think that's the way we have to go moving forward. I don't know. We'll see, guys. But yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about this because the comment section was 99% price. So, yeah, that's it for now, guys. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Are we being priced out? Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to y'all very soon.